Hi students, this is Jai Chandra, Physics Resource Person, Sri Chaitanya Techno Schools. Welcome to the second episode. In first episode, we discussed electric current, electric potential difference, EMF and some problems. We will discuss today the most important content, that is Ohm's law. Ohm's law gives you the relationship between electric potential and electric current. The statement is like this: at constant temperature, the current passing through the conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference between the two ends of the conductor. Once again, at constant temperature, the current passing through the conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference between the two ends of the conductor. So, as the statement follows like that, I am writing that in terms of an equation. V is directly proportional to I and V is equal to K into I, where K is a constant. It is proportional constant rather. Put K is equal to R. Here R is called resistance of the conductor. Therefore, the Ohm's law can be written in the form of formula as V is equal to IR. Based on this formula, problems may come. It's very important. I will give you this formula with a magic triangle. How you will get different problems based on different arrangements of this formula. See, my dear students, this is magic triangle. Look at this. This is just like an inverted V, right? Once again, see this. It is an inverted V. So write this as V. Write it as V. Now look at this. This is just like I. Yes or no? Now write I here. And what remains when V and I are over? It's R only, no? I am writing R. See, from here, if you want to know I, if you want to write I is equal to V divided by R. This is V and it is divided by R. If we want to know R, V divided by I. And if you want to know V, I into R, side by side. V is equal to IR. We can do the problems easily without any confusion by using this magic triangle. Can we do a problem? Let's do. Students, we'll do one problem. With that, you can understand how to use this magic triangle easily. First, as I said, if the problem is given, you write the given data. The given data is like this. Resistance R is equal to 10 ohms. The EMF V is equal to 40 volts. This is the given data. When the data is given, you please go through the formula. So what is the formula here? Look at this. What you are going to find now, that is electric current. Current I is equal to question mark. Now what you are going to find? I you have to find. Look at this. Look at this clearly. It is I. You need to find. Therefore, V divided by R. I am writing. I is equal to V divided by R. Therefore, this is equal to. Substitute what is the value of V? It is 40. What is the value of R? It is 10. 0 gets cancelled. It is 4. And don't stop here. You write its unit. What is the unit of current, my dear students? It is ampere, isn't it? So I am writing this as A. This is the answer. Now we will discuss what is resistance and also what are ohmic conductors and non-ohmic conductors. I will say here what is an ohmic conductor. The conductor which obeys Ohm's law is called ohmic conductor. Once again I will say, the conductor which obeys Ohm's law is called ohmic conductor. Usually the conductors like silver, iron, copper, etc. are ohmic conductors. The ohmic conductor is also can be identified by drawing graph between electric potential difference and current. A small graph I will draw. With that you can understand. See, this is the graph between electric potential difference and I. So what is Ohm's law? Current increases when increase potential difference. Even you can say that potential increases, current also increases. So when it is 1 ampere, it is 10 volts. If it is 2 amperes, it is 20. If it is 3 amperes, it is 30 volts. If you draw a graph, you will get a straight line. So this is representing ohmic conductor. So here one more point you can understand, very important. This is theta. Tan theta is equal to, students, you know very well, tan theta, that is opposite side by adjacent side. So from this graph, this is opposite side, it is exactly V, yes or no? This is exactly V, this is the value, it is V, exactly same here, divided by adjacent side is this, it is exactly I. Come on, what is that? The slope of VI graph is resistance. Tan theta is equal to V by I. It is equal to resistance, that is equal to R, that is equal to slope. Let us know about non-ohmic conductor. The conductor which does not obey the Ohm's law is called non-ohmic conductor. The graph is a non-linear graph. I mean the graph between V and I is a non-linear graph. It is not like a straight line passing through the origin. So therefore, when the graph is non-linear, then that conductor is called non-ohmic conductor. For example, the insulators like rubber, pure water are the examples of non-ohmic conductors, and even semiconductors like germanium, silicon, carbon, graphite, diodes, transistors, which are used in integrated circuits, are the examples of non-ohmic conductors. What is the meaning of resistance of the conductor? The resistance of a conductor is the ability of the conductor that opposes the flow of charges passing through the conductor. Once again, the resistance of a conductor is the ability of the conductor that opposes the flow of charges passing through the conductor. It is measured in ohms. This is the symbol of resistance. It is always represented by a capital letter R, I mentioned here. Next one is conductance, represented by a capital letter G. It is the ability of the conductor that allows the flow of charges passing through the conductor. Once again, the ability of the conductor that allows the flow of charges passing through the conductor. Earlier, I used opposes. Now, instead of opposes, I am using allows. That is why conductance is reciprocal of resistance. So, I am writing here conductance G is equal to 1 by R. It is measured in MHO. I wrote OHM. It is the reverse of that, right? That's why it is MHO. Here the symbol is like this, and it has another unit, that is Siemens. So this is about conductance. Next, we will discuss on what factors the resistance of the conductor depends. Otherwise, like this also we will get questions. What are the laws of resistance? Otherwise, derive an expression for. Okay. So dear students, let us discuss factors affecting the resistance of the conductor. To understand that resistance, basically you have to know what is going on inside the conductor. Basically, the conductor consisting of core ions which are surrounded by free electrons. See the diagram. This is the core ion. For this core ion, on the top 3 electrons at position number 1, at position number 2, at position number 3. Similarly, this is position number 4, position number 5, position number 6. Now, under potential difference condition, under room temperature, the core ion vibrates like this. During this vibration, the core ion will move towards position number 1. If room temperature is increased, it will go to position number 2. If increase room temperature, it may go to position number 3. You understand? Once again, the core ion consisting of, it is not core ion, the conductor consisting of core ions which are surrounded by free electrons. The free electrons are placed at position number 1, position number 2, position number 3, position number 4, position number 5, position number 6. Because of potential difference and the room temperature variations, the core ion undergo vibration. So this vibration keeps to move the core ion to position number 1, position number 2 and even position number 3. When this moves to position number 1, this core ion obstructs the electron at position number 1. That means the vibrating core ion opposes the flow of electrons. This collision in turn causes the opposition of flow of charges. My dear students, this collision is mainly because of potential difference and the changes in room temperature. With that, this will vibrate. So you know very well that if these are the 3 core ions for this length, if I increase the length like this, I am placing 6 core ions. So these core ions will cause 3 collisions. Come on, say these 6 core ions will collide, cause 6 collisions. Yes or no? If I keep 10 core ions, how many collisions you can expect, ma? 10. So as length increases, number of collisions increases. As number of collisions increases, resistance increases. Therefore, first we can say the resistance of the conductor, once again, the resistance of the conductor is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. Once again, this is the factor number 1. The resistance of the conductor is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. That means we can say if length increases, resistance of the conductor increases. If length of the conductor decreases, resistance of the conductor decreases. So therefore, I can write this as R is directly proportional to length, equation number 1. Here, temperature, area of cross section are constant. Okay. Now similarly, the resistance of the conductor is inversely proportional to area of cross section of the conductor. Once again, this is statement number 2. We can call it as second law. That means this is first law. The resistance of the conductor is inversely proportional to area of cross section of the conductor. Once again, the resistance of the conductor is inversely proportional to area of cross section of the conductor. I can write this in the form of an equation. It is equation number 2. So what are constants here? Temperature, length of the conductor. Okay, these are the two factors which are affecting the resistance of the conductor. Okay, the resistance of the conductor is directly proportional to temperature. Once again, this is the third effect. My dear students, please keep these in a line. The resistance of the conductor is directly proportional to the temperature. And fourth effect is the resistance of the conductor depends on the nature of the material. It differs from material to material. With this effect, we can say the best conductor is silver, and based on that nature, the best conductor is copper. Like that it varies. I joined those two, I got R is directly proportional to L by A. I am writing this again like this, R is equal to rho L by A. Once again, see this, from the first two effects I can write R is directly proportional to L by A. That implies R is equal to rho L by A. This is the basic formula to get resistivity or specific resistance. So where rho is specific resistance or resistivity. Now I got that rho, that's equal to RA by L. So this rho is called resistivity. I said that. Now I am defining resistivity like this. The resistance of a specimen of unit length and unit cross section area. I repeat, resistivity is defined as the resistance of a specimen of unit length and unit cross section area. From the formula rho is equal to RA by L, I can get the unit of specific resistance, that is ohm meter. From this, we are finishing second episode. In next episode, we will discuss the combination of resistors, that is series combination of resistors and parallel combination of resistors. We will meet again. Thank you.